And we're back with some more Manor Lords. And we're paused, namely because I believe there's an update that went through in the game. Namely because you can see available living space. That wasn't here before. And two, some of our houses don't seem to exist anymore. Which, before, they used to exist. But now they seem to have been removed, which is a problem. Like, these are our vegetable patches, and we need those vegetables harvested because they're a part of our food supply, and these are the months they're harvested in, I believe. So we need to get these all replaced and fully harvested by the end of May. So we've got about a month and a half. But first we have to reconstruct them. I did a bit of testing on the side, and we can reconstruct them, and everything will go back to normal, I believe. We'll just have to play it out over long term. Also, so that our mine seems to need to get reconstructed. I don't know what's been patched. But more importantly, we need to keep on top of the berries. These wild berries, they only grow during these 3 months, and we want to stay right on top of them and rip all the berries out as soon as they spawn. We should end up with about 300 berries by the end of this season. So by the end of May, start of June, we should have about 300 berries in storage, which is going to be required to carry us through the whole year. We should hopefully get ourselves about 100 carrots as well to go with that, or vegetables, whatever. And this road here, this weird wiggly one, that's the one that is spawned by default with the map. Yeah, I delete that, but then every time I reload up the game, it comes back. I'm not sure if that's intentional. I think that road there is also one I can delete, is it? No, that's actually under the crops. But there's another road that I think goes through there. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Also, this field of barley never got finished in time, and I think we're going to do a big farming spree shortly. I'm going to turn this entire area here into a farm. But for now, we need to immediately get this back up and running. Stay on top of the berries, and then once these are back up and running, I may want to, I've been advised, keep these families unoccupied, so that the majority of the family members can go in here and take care of these crops and harvest them. Hunting camp is staying on top of that. Yeah, these wild animals get up to almost 17. I forgot to put people on top of this. Once they're finished and they've got most of those animals under control, we'll move them over to the tannery so that they can tan all the leathers. All right, let's skip it forward a bit and try and get a lot more done today. I've been going a bit slow, but I'm just I'm getting my sea legs, so to speak, in this game. One other thing I want to do is start ordering more oxen. What I've done is I have upgraded. Where are they? Yeah, stables. I've upgraded the hitching post to stables, so we can now support 2 animals per stable. This one already has 1 oxen. We will order another. Now, there's a limit. You can only order a fresh oxen or horse once every 30 days. I think we're going to stay on top of that. We've got another stable over here. Got an increase in oxen in there. And this one over here, this one's got a horse in it. That's being used by the trading post. Yeah, if you don't have a stable for animals, they can run away. Well, they will run away given enough time, so you need to keep enough stables for all the animals you're going to keep around. I think from now on, we should be ordering a new animal every 30 days. The moment we get another animal in, order another, and just stay on top of that because those oxen are super useful, and they don't cost anything as far as them are to keep. Alright, let's skip this forward a bit. Well, hopefully these houses get rebuilt. This first house has been rebuilt, and it's already a double. As in, it can store 2 people, and everyone seems to have automatically moved back in. So whatever it was, whatever patch update they did, it didn't kill the save, thankfully, but it did make it a little bit awkward there for a bit. Now, I need to find the people who are living here, and I need to make sure they're not doing anything too strenuous. You're doing hunting and foraging. You know what, that's actually fine. If they're just working the hunting camp, how's that looking? In fact, yeah, once you finish butchering those animals, we'll put you all back to working the burgage plots. Right now, our people over here are harvesting all the veggies. Yeah, that's only 1. There seems to be a weird thing, though. Like, this guy might come out, only harvest 1, and then run back in. Those 2 seem to share the same queue. Once they've harvested enough vegetables, they pop back over here. And then when they hop in here, you'll see these carrots go up by 1. Currently, they're at 10, let's say. This one will hop in here. This will glitch out and switch to a different screen. Yeah, immediately. But that means the carrots are now up to 11? Yeah, there we go. For some reason, when anyone enters or exits the house, it restores your screen to residential as opposed to whatever other screen you have it on. I don't know why. And then that's it. They basically pop out, grab those, pop back in. These are not at full capacity yet, but 47 vegetables. Hell yeah. And we got a bunch of other people over here also harvesting. They seem to go out, and when they harvest them, the green disappears. You can see here when they rip them up, it goes brown. But then they slowly spread up a little bit, and then they'll regrow over the next year. So from what I can tell, berry season is the same as vegetable season. But I have been advised that orchard season is different. So we'll find out. I believe that's next year? Or is it after farming? You know what? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. We'll worry about that later. For now, berries are being taken care of. Yeah, I've got enough people in the granary that they're basically ripping all... They should be ripping that stuff out immediately. How is any of that staying there? Like, where's that wagon going? You're transporting meat? You're taking the wagon to transport 2 meat. That's That's a thing you can do. What a waste. The wagon carries 10, and you're going all the way over there. There's literally 42 berries you could be taking there, or 24 out of that one. And you're traveling all the... Yep, they've got about the same intelligence as dupes. Alright, we're going to let those stay on top of that, and while they're busy harvesting, we're going to leave the majority of them at it. There should be 4 of them harvesting, going home. Yeah, no, you should be harvesting, buddy. And we should have at least 4 of you harvesting. Yep, there we go. They should be able to finish that out before the end of May, which is, this month. They've got a whole month to do it. A whole month. They'll be fine. Plus, we have 10 available living space. So since we've got some time, I think I'm going to put in some farming here. Let me just chuck down the design I'm thinking of. This here is the farming design I settled on. Now, we could go with the contours of the land or something like that, but that's not square grid-like and easily reproducible. So no, I'm not going to do that. Over here is our farmhouse. Over here is a fields. We've put in 3, namely because, well, if you're going to do crop rotation, it only does 3 years at a time. So we're going to want 3 fields so that we can rotate through all 3 of them. Probably having 2 fields active and 1 field fallow. Depending. There may be tweaks. I figure what we do is you have in here in the middle is going to be processing. So we're probably going to put in our communal ovens and our things like that in the middle. Where is... Yeah, windmills. Ooh, 80% efficiency, 77. We'll be chopping down the trees. The trees are going to cause problems for these. But I figure we put this guy... right about there, let's say. Then we put a road on the other side of him. Something like that. Yep. Then we'll chuck in a communal oven. We might need 2, but we'll leave it at 1. And then, all the grain we get will get fed in there. We'll probably put in a storage area as well around here. Say a granary. Not just yet, because we're not even close to having time to harvest the wheat. But something along those lines. You can be deconstructed. We're not going to build you just yet. The only reason we put him down is so we can get some spacing. Now, how did I come about this method? Well, all of these fields are 0.5 of a morgan. The optimum field size is 0.65 morgans. A morgan is, according to someone in the comments, a morgan was classified as what one person could farm in a morning. Or a year, or I don't know. It's basically a farm for one person. So every morgan is a one-person farm. Something along those lines. For us, makes no real difference. You go up there like that. In fact, we might want to clear this area out. Get rid of all the trees. It's a bit of a pity to waste them all, but we have a lot of trees on this map. So we'll just go like this and smash them all. Anyway, enough of that. What we want to do here is basically make 3 farms. One of them is going to have this slight angle to it. This one's going to be square, and this one's also going to have a slight angle to it. This one here. These 2 are sort of angled a bit so we can fit them all in. And it gives us a nice square 3 sets of 0.5 morgan fields. Are these going to be good? I don't know. Like, you got to remember, I'm really only coming at this from... Well, I've only been playing it for a short while. Why are you not snapping quite nicely? You say go to there. And come down to here. Ooh, there we go. That's 0.5 of a morgan. Done. Then what we want to do is... What is wrong with this thing? There's something wrong. This isn't quite snapped to a grid. Alright, I figured it out. There's actually a snap to road button, radio button down here. I must have messed that up at some point and clicked it. That was why that was not snapping to the grid. Anyway, that means, these guys here are also now snapping to, which is a big improvement. Say you go to there. Now, are you going to give me 0.5 morgans? Yeah, perfect. And in that case, we'll get this guy and we'll say, put you to about there. Is that 0.5? No, that's 0.4 morgans, so we just stretch him on a little bit more. And that's 0.6 morgans. Damn it! There we go, 0.5 morgans. And we snap that one in. Then that means this guy can come down here, and you should be... Oh, you're 0.6 morgans. Let me do a little bit more. Much better. I just rejigged that top one to be a little bit more steep angled. So I think I really need to put in a road, and then... Ooh, yeah, like right about there. Excellent. And then we can maybe just scooch those up a little bit so they fill the areas nicer. Hey, I know I'm supposed to not be using the grid, but seriously, look at this. This looks way better. Okay, so that gives us a farmhouse, 2 farmhouses in there, 3 fields for each, and then we can put another 6 fields back here. Do the same thing again. Yeah, I should probably do this in batches of 3. So yeah, 3 sets of farmhouses means we can rotate through all 3 of them, and then do another 3 sets and rotate through those. Yeah, we're getting a lot of labor there to run that. 1 second, I'll put in another farmhouse setup over here. One thing I failed to cover is this whole thing is 2 corpse pits tall. It's not quite it's actually a little bit over 3 corpse pits long. That's just the way it worked out to get 0.55 Morgans. You might be able to go up to 4 corpse pits and make it 0.6 Morgans for each one, but I'm too worried about going over. Then you just have wasted labor. I'd much prefer not to waste the labor. And plus, I don't really know how this is all going to turn out. It's going to take a while before I get enough testing in to know what's a good plan and what's a bad plan. Done. 3 more farms up and running. These ones here are just sort of temporary. We'll probably rip those out. And I figure with this stretch along here, we can stick in another 3 farms in this section. Maybe put in another service area. You know what? Worry about it later. And maybe improve the roadage. And you... There's a road there, yep. Nice grid-like roads. Everyone will know where they need to go and when. Alright, we'll build these up real quick, but we're not going to plant them almost... should we plant them immediately? If we've got the spare labor, we will, but for now I just want to get them constructed. I also just realized our money went from about 300 to 693. That means trade has kicked in, and we traded 49 roof tiles for 392 coin at a trade point. Yeah, the trade points are basically these places on the edge of the map. Where you go is randomly assigned, so even if you place a trade post right over here, there used to be an exploit where you could bounce back and forth really quick. Now, they've patched that now, so it randomly goes to a trade point. It might even be over there, let's say. So you can't exploit that anymore, but it's nice to know it existed, at least for a while. Oh, and we got to worry about sickness catching up with us, so I think we're going to stick down a forager hut. Well, not a forager hut, a herb garden. So we'll check on a herb garden right there. That will give us herbs that can be used when people are sick. People can get sick, which knocks them out of action. I don't know if it can kill colonists, but it's definitely a degradation of their efficiency. Herb garden, cheap, efficient, takes care of that problem. All right, I think this game is messing with me because the berries are still growing. We're in June. That's not when they're supposed to keep growing. They're supposed to stop growing in June. They stop at the end of May. March to May is berry season. That's what I've been... Okay, no more berries. Right, we've already got 370 berries. I'm going to have to sell some of those, otherwise they're just going to start going off. I mean, even if we fed our people on nothing but berries, I'm pretty sure that it'd last us a whole year. Yep, checking my math here. To feed 16 families for the whole year would cost 192 food. We also got to remember we got a bunch of vegetables there, and we're soon going to have some bread coming online. Let's see, what's bread at? 47 of 60, 21. Yeah, so the bread's going to be coming online shortly. You guys finished that windmill yet? We're going to need the windmill and the communal oven up and running. We're going to start processing that at a reasonable pace. Ooh, actually, I got to start planting this stuff. I've been trying to figure out how to sort this. So I figure you can be flax, and then you can be barley, and then we'll rotate them through. So we'll have one field fallow at all times, and then the other two, churning through their thing. And then over here we've got barley. So 3 barley, 1 flax so far, and they just keep rotating. And then over here we have just 2 wheat. So 2 wheat, 3 barley, 1 flax. Now you may be wondering why 3 barley. Barley's only purpose is to make ale. These people are alcoholics. You just need to, we're going to need more barley. This is not enough barley to feed their just crippling alcohol addiction. But it is what it is. So, we'll probably have to put down at least another 2 farms of barley and then maybe 1 more farm of wheat just to make sure that we're completely covered. Then I got to figure out how to automate this so we don't have to worry about it while we go off and deal with the other province. Yeah, that other one we own over there, at some point we're going to have to go and actually settle it. That should require... Nope. I'm not going to get into taxes just yet. I want them to finish this construction project. Once they're finished, those 2 will do it. Just the distances they're traveling don't seem to be very friendly. They're taking forever to build these last 2 buildings. We have finally finished the windmill. Construction is complete. We can start getting this farming sorted. I'm just going to chuck a bunch of people on here. Oh, and trading-wise, since we have so many berries, let's limit it to 300. I think 300 berries should more than get us through to next year. So, give me under trade, give me food, berries. Yeah, we will export, and we want to keep 300's fine. 300 berries should make sure we're well covered until next year. Could probably cut that down to 250, but I'm going to be super paranoid about this. Gotta remember, first time around. So later on we'll learn how to, organize this a bit more aggressively. Well, we've assigned a bunch of farmers out to get those fields started. That'll take a while. We should probably get a heavy plow and assign some oxen to help out, but that can wait. For now, this one field is at 98%. We can start harvesting those shortly, but I think we'll do an upgrade while we're waiting. We'll grab an upgrade to our small church. We'll upgrade our wooden church to a small stone church. fulfills level 2 church requirements for burgage plots. We're going to be upgrading to level 2 shortly, namely because our wheat's about to come in, which will give us 3 foodstuffs and make me feel a lot more stable. At the same time, barley's not too far behind, which will get us some booze. Won't be a lot of booze, but it'll be enough to at least get us started. It'll be next year before we can stabilize on that, but level 2 burgage plots come with some advantages we would really like to get our hands on. Namely, you can get access to the tailor's workshop, blacksmithing, brewery extension, that's kind of necessary, in fact. Also, bowyers. Actually, no, we're not going to do bows. We're going to do militia. We're going to do militia and like go against the grain, so to speak. There we go. Our first bit of wheat is coming in. Sorry, emmer, wheat, whatever. All right, what are you doing? You're getting it and bringing it back to the farmhouse. And it's in the pantry. Bowing by hand. Advanced, general. Okay. All right, so they've done it now. They're re-prepping it for the next. No. We're going to make you fallow. There's no point. I mean, we could do a row of barley out of you, but we're probably not going to use this field again. So we'll leave it fallow, and I want to see what happens to its fertility. Currently at 46%. After giving you a bit of time fallow, it's gone up to 56%. I don't know. I think 1 year of fallow should probably restore 100% of the fertility. Well, some of them will never go up to 100%, but you know what I mean. This stuff here has just hit 99%, so I think we're going to force an early harvest. Normally we have to wait till September, which is next month. But I think we'll harvest early because, well, we can. Though my understanding is you can't actually... what is it? You can't plant or do anything else in September except harvest. Oh, yeah, we'll force harvest you early as well. The barley... Actually, the barley can wait till September. That barley, we got to turn it into ale, and we're never going to have enough. The problem is the moment we upgrade any of these houses to tier 2, they're going to want to start... They're going to want ale. It usually holds off a year or two before it starts kicking in, it seems. But I would like to have everything prepped if at all possible. I mean, we already got a level 2 church. We already got 2 types of food, though the vegetables are going to run out. And once this wheat starts coming in, we're going to have our hands on a few extra... 1 second, I forgot. You. Yeah, you might as well all go here. Wow, that's a lot of people in one farmhouse. All right, well, let them do their thing. They'll start harvesting that. Then we probably won't replant it. We might wait till September, and then I might replant barley there. We're going to need so much barley in terms of ale. I'll have to go through the numbers at some point, but it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so the way this seems to work is they harvest everything and drag it into the center of the field, and then once the harvesting is complete, they come along and drag it back in. I'm seeing... Okay, there's 2 wagons, so they can at least have 2 wagons out of a single farmhouse, I think. Actually, no, there seems to be 1 coming out of this farmhouse. That other wagon seems to be unrelated. That makes me think, if you only get 1 wagon out of each farmhouse, the wagons can carry 10, people can only carry 1. We might be better off... Oh, Bandit camp was sighted. Where are you? Oh, right next door. Well, aren't you delicious? We'll have to go and harvest you in a wee bit. But first, no, where were we? Yes, we're going to stop the harvesting of this place. Down here you can see in storage is 19. In storage is 25. In storage, none. So we can turn off forced early harvest. We can put you to fallow. And we can let you regenerate. Then we might get a crop of barley out of you. Once it goes past September, we might start planting some. I might want to disable these fields. I think once they hit 15%, they can get harvested, 15 or 20%. We're going to have to be cautious about that. Once it's September, they might try and force harvest that. That would be bad for us. The way bread and wheat works, or emmer, whatever you want to call it, is not that... it's mildly complicated. The first thing you do is you get the wheat. That comes from the fields. That's the raw materials you're going to bring into the farmhouse. And then the farmhouse actually has a threshing priority. So it seems like inside the farmhouse, the people go inside and they thresh the wheat. So I presume they're in there right... Yeah. Oh, you can actually see them doing it. Huh. This reminds me of another game I've played. Yeah, threshing is a thing. Hey. So once they've finished all that threshing, what should happen is this granary over here should send over some people to collect it. Those people will collect it and bring it over here, and then they will drop it off at the windmill. The windmill will then take the threshed grain and turn it into flour. That flour will be handed over to the communal oven, and the communal oven will bake it into bread. For every 1 wheat you get in, you'll end up with 2 bread. I think the 1 wheat turns into 2 flour. Something along those lines, and each flour turns into a bread. So you get double the output of what you put in. pretty handy. Right here, we're putting down a malt house right now because I'm pretty sure barley's about to come in. Yeah, it's turned September, hasn't it? Right, that means all the threshing is going to stop. Yeah. Yeah, so these guys are going to, well, harvest all that barley, which might be a little early. Yeah, it's a tad early, all right, but that's fine. They'll take in that barley and we'll turn some of that into ale. I think we could probably start on upgrading some of these houses about now, but I'm going to hold out for a little bit. When's that raiders coming? We have an attack due in 181 days, and I want to have a second army ready to go for them when they show up. For that, we're going to need to get our hands on that iron deposit over there, which we should probably start building up right now. Oh, would you look at that? It actually fits onto the road going around the animals. In that case, we should probably link it back here. Yeah, there's grand. And then once that's finished, we'll put 3 or 4 people in and we will just drain that dry. We're going to rip out all of that iron ore and we're going to turn it into a bunch of swords. Well, September has been a productive month, but what we're going to do now is we're going to pull out most of the farmers. We'll leave one of them on threshing. They can thresh that grain, or there's no rush on that. There's plenty more. Like, we've got more than enough grain already threshed. That stuff has to go into the windmill now. And then once it goes into the windmill, it'll then have to go into the communal oven. We'll get some fuel going for the communal oven there. I think what I'd like to do right now is maybe pop out over here and grab these brigands. These light mercenary companies, they seem to be coming over to kill those bandits. So I think this guy over here wants to try and kill those bandits to get the, what do you call it, the influence. We would prefer that influence, so we're gonna summon up our teams, and we're gonna go over there and have a quick word with them. Why is one of our spear militia missing? We're supposed to have 20. Why do we only have 19? Looks like we've triggered the bandits already. We haven't even left our own territory. This should be pretty handy. There's what, 18 brigands? These guys are not very strong. What do we got? Got 1 attack, so they basically have the same attack as shields people. Half the armor, no impalement, but they do have a charge of 3, which means all their damage is done when they attack. If you're dealing with these, best thing you can do is have a unit on stand their ground, and preferably spearmen, because spearmen can absorb attacks because of their impalement. Their impaling stops charge effects. So we'll just put some spearmen up here. They're already on stand your ground. Defense is doubled, but attack frequency is halved. That's fine. Then what we'll do is we'll just put these guys behind them. Oh, I think what they need is... Well, when you put out the units like that, I can't tell where my next units are going to go. There needs to be some way to show where your units are going to end up, so you can more easily organize for your next squad to actually line up behind them. We shouldn't be fighting in woods, but we get a few advantages here. One, by staying inside this area, we actually get a defensive bonus because we're in our home region of plus 90. We actually lose some bonuses because we're in the trees, but I think I'd prefer the plus 90 morale from being in our home territory. Oh, we need to kill these guys real quick and then grab the bandit camp. I don't want you guys grabbing the bandit camp. But back off. That's our bandit camp. All right, you guys, come on. You guys need to charge over to the side. Charge! Right, there's 18 of them. We have 19 spearmen up and running. Now we're going to have them push forward. So, 19 and 5, they have 18. 17, that's one of them dead. 16, that's 2 of them dead. 15. Oh, this is going to leave corpses in our territory. We might want to clean those up. Yeah, 14, 13. Yeah, their effectiveness is going down, and I presume their morale is plummeting simultaneously. Yep, perfect. They're down to 10, 9, 8. That gives us a bunch of influence. Nice. You. I'm going to want you to run over there to that bandit camp. Run! Yep, run! It was perfect timing on that one. You guys, disband unit. Actually, a weird thing we should be able to do is we should be able to reband them. And they should sort of teleport from somewhere. Yeah, they're over here now. And then we can disband them again, and then they should be sort of around here somewhere as opposed to over there. And let me see what everyone's mood is like. I'm pretty sure we just left a bunch of corpses lying about the place. That sometimes causes problems. Ooh, I don't want to tangle with that army. If we are going to tangle with that army, we're going to need to hire a bunch of mercenaries. So if we could get that bandit camp, that would give us a bunch of money, which we could then use to, well, buy a bunch of mercenaries. Are we finished construction of a food stall? Oh, yep. Food stall is going to be created because the food stall has to store the bread we've just started making. Is bread about... Yeah, we've got 7 bread constructed. Right now, we have 3 people over here. Their job is to only deal in barley, wheat, bread, grain, flour, malt, and ale. So basically, we're going to take the wheat, turn that into grain, then turn that into flour. In fact, you guys don't need wheat. There's no point storing wheat here because the wheat gets turned into grain in this section. So actually storing wheat in here would be a bad idea. Instead, you're just going to store all those materials because that's all that's needed around here. And you can move that in batches of 10 with your wheelbarrow. How are you looking? Excellent. Sneak that right out of under him. Send resources to now. No, this belongs to our treasury now. We'd like more treasury gold. Excellent. We can use that treasury gold to hire more mercenaries, which is always a good thing. Right, weirdness here. It turns out in October, maybe it's September, October, I think they harvest the apple orchards. We can see here we've actually got vegetables, berries, bread, and apples now. That's 4 food types. That's... Okay, it's time to start checking up to level 3. And we need to start mining. And we'll put 3 guys on that. We want to mine rapidly. We're going to strip mine this out. And then we're going to use a blacksmith and a shield guy. One of you is about to become a shield person. I think probably this one. There's the saw pit over there. There's our storehouse. And there's this burgage plot. We're going to upgrade this to a level 2 burgage plot. Thing is, we can't make a shield production. A joiner's workshop makes shields, and we can't make that until the plot has been upgraded. So we upgrade this to a level 2. That will increase its demands. They're going to want ale. In fact, the moment you upgrade one place, everyone wants ale, which is why we've held off this long. Have we got any ale? No, we don't have any ale yet. We do have a malt house over here ready to go, but we're going to be a little bit short on barley. Probably for a while, but the game does seem to give you a grace period before it starts to become a negative to your approval rating, which means we should still be able to hire 2 people. We've only got 2 available living space. Right, I need to put in a bunch of houses. I think I'm going to put in a bunch of housing over here. You can see over here they got this new thing, available living spaces. This is very nice to know because before you were doing the math of like, oh, this is how much population I have. I've got 31 families and this is how many burgage plots are occupied. It just got complicated. Now it just tells you. Far simpler. 7 burgage plots? Ooh, might be a bit much. I think 5 should be sufficient. Yeah, 5 is grand. Done. Alright. We'll let those get started. Once we've got this up and running, that we're going to start producing shields. Then I think we're going to upgrade this guy now. Might as well. This will also give us an extra point. Once we get 2 burgages up to level 2, they give you another settlement point that you can spend in here. The first one we spent on apples, but I think the second one's probably going to be charcoal burning, and then the third is going to be deep mining. I want to make sure this mining pit never runs out. Settlement level increased. That gives us access to, well, we've got a bunch of options, but we're probably going down for deep mining. When you have a rich vein of either clay or iron, it's usually a good idea to tap into it and get the deep mining. That means it lasts forever. But there's a second batch of rich clay, we wouldn't need that there. As long as you've got 1 colony having it, that'll give us all the tiles we'll ever need. Rich iron deposit as well. I don't think there's rich stone, is there? Oh, no, there is actually rich stone. Don't know why you'd want it. Because we will run out of stone eventually, so maybe... I think it'd be cheaper just to trade for it. Alright, you guys over there are finally mining that pit effectively. So we're going to get this storehouse and upgrade it. This upgrade is massive. I should have got this ages ago. Increases the generic storage for this building to 2,500, as in it's a 10-fold increase and allows up to 6 families to be assigned, doubles the amount of people who can work at it, and increases the storage by 10-fold. Yes! Should have done that ages ago. This one is even better. Increases the size 10-fold as well, allows 6 families to work as well. Does it reduce? Yes, and further reduces food spoilage, meaning your food lasts longer. Yeah, we're going to do that. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the old storehouse. I built this first storehouse because I was running out of space. I think I'm going to... Once this is upgraded, I'm going to upgrade the granary as well to go with it. You. Burgage plot level 2, burgage plot level 2. We're going to upgrade you. You are going to become a joiner's workshop so that you can make us small shields. You are going to become a blacksmith workshop, so you can make us weapons. And then we're going to want to put down a bloomer. If you're wondering what a bloomer is, that's okay. A bloomery. Yes, it converts iron ore into iron slabs. Yeah, we'll put it right there. It's close enough to the storehouse. Yeah. So, what should happen, in theory, is we get this large storehouse. Very high priority. We make sure that it takes all of that iron from over there and pulls it over to the local area into that storehouse. Then once there's a bunch in stockpile, we get the bloomery, we turn it on, and we start smelting up that iron. Once the iron starts getting smelted, this blacksmith over here should pop over, grab the iron bars, and start producing the weapons we want. And this joiner over here is going to start grabbing wooden planks from the large storehouse and using those wooden planks to make small shields for our new militia unit that we're going to build. That we need in 124 days when raiders near us attack. Love this. There's like a little sign in the bottom right. Raiders near you are looking to party. It's like an alert that you don't want on your phone. While these 5 burgages finish up, I want to queue up even more construction. We just got our hands on that charcoal kiln. This is... I don't know if it's a straight-up upgrade, but I think it is. What it does is it allows you to take 1 firewood and turn it into 1 charcoal. 1-to-1 ratio. Well, sorry. 1 firewood and turn it into 2 charcoal. 1-to-2 ratio, so you're doubling your effective firewood. So you can have, say, 1 person chopping wood, and then 1 person turning that wood into charcoal, and then burn nothing but charcoal. I think that would be a good thing. I think I'll put a couple more people on here. I want you to start transporting goods where they need to go as quickly as possible. I'm looking on that mining pit. We need more people in there. Need more mining, people. Lots more mining. You need to go up to a high priority as well. I want that to be a high priority so we can start smelting that iron. We're also consistently above 75% when the month turns over. It's just turned into November, but what happens is it immediately dips because it seems to not include this month's mood bonus. It only includes last month's, which is why it goes all wonky. But not going to worry about it. Over here we have 2 people in the granary, 1 person in the windmill, and 1 person... Oh, actually, I had 1 person making bread, but I've stopped. On the grounds that I just didn't think it was necessary. We've got enough food coming in right now. We've got 105 bread. I figure, well, there's a bunch of stuff I'm trying to get done really quickly. We can take people off this, and then once we've built up a stockpile of flour, I can just throw 2 people into the communal oven and just chew through the backlog. I mean, it's right next door. Over here, where is it? Ah, malt house. I might want to start putting someone in the malt house right about now. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. And then just over from the malt house, we're going to need a brewer. Yeah, a brewery extension. The brewery extension also requires a plot. The way they've engineered this game, it seems to be... Oh, yeah, there's no one in that, is there? Yeah, okay, we'll have to wait till we get some more people in, but we're going to turn this area here into a brewery, or maybe 2. But the way they seem to have configured it is the houses are an integral part of your economy, so where you position them is actually important as well. Which is kind of awkward for our grid design, but not terribly awkward. It's kind of working. Oh, our joiner has finished. That's our woodworker. We would like you to... Actually, yeah, production focus small shields. It has the option to produce large shields for 2 planks, small shields for 1 plank, or wooden parts. I don't know what the wooden parts are for, but it takes like 2 planks to make 1 wooden part. And they don't sell for very well. If you're just trying to make money out of these, lots of small shields. We're gonna put some limits on here. If we go up, say, oh, whoa. No. If there's less than 40 planks, stop working. If you have more than, say, 40 small shields, stop working. Done. Now this blacksmith, I think we can just kick him off. Okay. Problem with these guys is now these guys are classified as artisans. Basically, they will never do anything else. Easiest way to show you. For example, if we convert this place into a bowyer's workshop... Bowyer's workshop... Bowyer's? Bowyer's.
Bowyer.
What?
Bowyer.
I never would have got that one.
Bowyer.
Convert all inhabitants to artisans, preventing them from being assigned to other jobs. Basically, once you do this, they can never do anything else. They will sit at home and make bows, but if you don't give them any wood or you run out of the material to make that stuff, they become dead weight. They'll eat, they'll do all the other stuff, but they won't actually produce you anything, which can be problematic. So it's why you want a lot of single houses. Single houses are better for that in a lot of respects, and maybe not upgrading these to level 3. Once you upgrade something to a house to level 3, these are currently level 2, if you upgrade them to level 3, it doubles the amount of people that can stay in the place. So that's generally why you keep a bunch of level 2s still about the place for some reason. Alright, you guys produce your shields. This guy is going to produce our weapons. Yeah, over here. Already set to sidearms. Excellent. Now, tools, it seems, are actually required for a few things. Namely, for making stuff like blacksmith's workshop requires 2 hammers, cobblers, joiners' workshops. I thought they weren't used for anything, but those hammers, it turns out, are used for making the additions to all of these buildings. We don't need any more. I think we've got plenty for now. There's also spears. Thing about spears is they're good defensively, but not good offensively. Pole arms are actually really good offensively, not defensively. Also, they're very cheap though. For example, a spearman needs an iron slab and a plank to make a spear, but then you also need to equip the spearman with a shield. So you need like 2 separate items, and then you have a full spearman. Pole arms, all you need is a pole arm. That's it. You give them a pole arm, and then the person becomes a pole arm trooper. That's the only thing you need. So if you want to make a lot of troops very quickly, pole arms are good. Problem is they have really bad defense, but they have a good charge. So they're sort of like high damage glass cannons almost in a way. Iron parts, it seems, are used for making crossbows. They're a recent addition, but they sell really well. Last I checked, I don't know on the newer patch, but on the last patch, it was like 1 slab makes 2 iron parts, and each iron part sold for 6, so you could get 12 per iron slab. It was the best iron slab conversion method, but you know what? Not going to worry about it. For now, we are going to set you to just actually make sidearms. Nothing but sidearms. I don't think we want anything else. We just want to make a huge swarm of militia infantry. For no other reason than it should be cool. If we were trying to do this correctly, we would be making a lot of bows right now, or crossbows. We would not be making militia. Also, now that our money has gotten up, we've got like 1,200 in coin, we should start taxing people a bit. Give me a land tax of, say, 5%. What's that? Okay, it gives a -3 happiness. What if we go up to 6%? 6% minus 3, 7%? -4. All right, give me 6. 6 -3 happiness. We should be able to swing that. That means anytime we make money, a bunch of it ends up over here in our treasury instead. Should be useful. It's winter time. All right. And we've had 2 new families move in. One of them has moved into this burgage plot, thankfully, which means we can now upgrade it. Why do you have no water access? Oh, they've just moved in. Take a moment. Stocks damaged by weather. Oh, I'm deleting an old marketplace over here. I don't want it. So what I want is all the marketplace to move over here. So I'm deleting the stuff that's either abandoned or unused. There seems to be... This whole market system is a little bit wonky at times, and occasionally you're going to end up with abandoned stalls. And what I want to do is I've have 2 storehouses. I shouldn't. I should have only ever had 1 storehouse and just upgraded the original one. But this one was sort of feeding these stores, and what I want to do is basically disable this one, stop any new stuff going in here, remove these stalls, and then when it's not raining or snowing, delete that storehouse and have it all shifted into the large storehouse. We want one centralized location. It seems to be sort of better. For now, though, I have activated the charcoal kiln. I've disabled the woodcutter's lodge because, well, effectively, this guy's going to... We're taking the guy who was providing us with all our firewood, and they're instead going to take our firewood and turn it into 2 charcoal, doubling its effectiveness. So I think it's pretty much of a muchness, whichever one we use. I think the charcoal kiln might actually be slightly faster than just harvesting the wood yourself. This winter is turning out to be, well, good. All right, true, we do have bandits due in 68 days, but food-wise, we have 78 vegetables. It seems there's a second little harvest in November or something, because we got a bunch more veggies there for some reason. We still have 193 berries, we got 156 bread, and 42 apples. So times are good. At the same time, we still have 10 flour left over, which is another 20 bread, I believe. Oh, 9 flour according to this, so I presume some of it has already been designated. We've also got our hands on 10 sidearms and 29 shields. Sidearms are a little bit slower. It does take 2 iron to make them. So for every 2 iron we take out of this pit, that turns into 2 iron bars that we then turn into 1 sidearm, which is why bows are preferred. They just cost wood. And crossbows, actually, how much are crossbows? Never mind, I can't see how much crossbows are because I think they require their own... Yeah, they require the bowery workshop. I think it's... I want to say 2 metal parts and 1 wood. It could be 4 metal parts. But yeah, they're also very good, it seems. I would really like to play around with those, but maybe later. For now, I just want to go to mass infantry approach. It's my preferred methodology. Oh, and firewood guy or charcoal guy is having a great time. They take 10 firewood, they put it into one of these kilns, and once they have 10 of them in there, they burn it and they end up with 20 charcoal. I'm not sure how realistic it is to get more fuel out of it. You know what? It doesn't make a difference. It's just a game. Over here, we're putting down another set of housing. It's going to look... Well, you're going to recognize this. It's identical to these ones. We're going to have a vegetable patch and an apple orchard at the rear of these as well, just for consistency and to make sure we definitely do not run out of those 2 foodstuffs. It's going to take a while for them to ramp up. By the time they fully ramp up, that's going to be probably far more food than we will ever need. But that's okay. Then we can just sell it for gold. I'm going to up the taxes to 11, namely because our approval is so high. The reason our approval is so high is, well, church is level 2, market clothing variety, market food. We've got a bunch of food. We've got everything going for us right about now. Actually, another thing we should do is chickens. That's something we need to get on as well. Just I've got so much construction going on, I'm almost hesitant to cram on more. Right now, we've got this thing over here is being constructed. This is going to be our ale house. So we upgraded this to level 1. We have people in there. We're going to upgrade it to an ale house, and then they can take the malt, and that malt they can then turn into ale, which people will immediately start. Actually, no, people can't drink it until we make a tavern, which will come later. But yes, eggs, very important. One of the core food stuffs. We got a chicken coop over here. This chicken coop provides eggs. 1 egg a month. That's it. That 1 egg is basically classified as 1 food, so effectively you can feed 1 family a month with 1 egg. Now, we're going to be using 4 different food types to feed everyone, namely vegetables, apples, bread, eggs. Probably have berries in there as well, to be honest. But, we're going to be using a minimum of about 4. So long as a quarter of our houses have chicken coops, that will provide us with a quarter of our food, roughly speaking. So right now we have 34 families, so we just divide that by 4, and that's how many chicken coops we need. You know what, let's say we've got 40 families, so give us 10 chicken coops. All they require is 2 boards and 15 gold coins. And most of these places along here are ready to go. So, you. That's 10. Perfect. Those are still apples? Yeah, those are still apples. For a second there, I thought I overwrote an apple thing. That would have been a little bit awkward. Anyway, that's 10 chicken coops. In fact, should we extend it on a little bit more? Let's just make it 11. Why not? We can afford it. 11 chicken coops. That means we're going to get 11 eggs a month. Every month from now on in. We don't even have to do anything. It's sort of a passive income. The villagers don't even have to do anything with it, making them quite powerful. Downsides. Once you upgrade to a level 3 plot, it doubles the amount of people in a family, but or the amount of people living in a residence. However, it doesn't seem to double the amount of eggs. So at the start, you can get away with a quarter of your houses having egg places in them, or chicken coops. Near the end, you're probably going to have to up that to half if you want to maintain the same level of food production to people. And we've got a new family moving in already. Construction finished on Burgage Plot, construction finished on Burgage Plot, construction finished on lots of construction projects right now. Right now, we have 15 sidearms in storage. They're called sidearms, but I call them swords, but realistically, it's actually just a mass of random weaponry. Could be maces, hammers, that type of thing. So where is it? Militia, new militia units. Now, if you want to form a new militia unit, it requires, well, sidearms and small shields, which I'm not sure how you're supposed to be able to tell from this. Spearmen require spears and shields. Pikemen just require pikes. Archers just require bows, and crossbows just require crossbows. However, you can also get Gambison. Gambison is like a sort of a cloth armor, a very heavy cloth armor that helps deflect blows. That stuff, however, why do we have 2 batches? Remove unit. Yeah, there we go. I somehow made 2 batches, my bad. Gambison requires cloth or linen. We don't have that just yet, but we are doing a field of flax, and we'll probably end up buying some as well. If you want, you can make your own, though it does seem like probably the best thing to do would be make lots and lots of bread, sell the bread, and then buy the stuff you need. Winter has came, and we're actually most of the way through February. But there is one thing I've been meaning to do, and that is take care of Clothing Mark II. Oh yes. If you click on one of these burgage plots, it tells you what it wants. It wants access to water. This is not essential, actually. It doesn't seem to help with mood. All this is required for is to get to level 2. So even if people don't have water, all it stops you from doing is upgrading houses to level 2 or 3. Church is required for actual mood. So you can see up here what's actually causing mood, and it's basically food variety, clothing, and church level. For now, more things get added on as the game progresses. Specifically, booze. If they don't get ale, they get a bit cranky. But hey, don't we all? Anyway, church, yes, fuel. They need fuel as well to keep their houses warm. Then there's the foods and clothing. Now, clothing is the one we really care about at the moment. You basically need one of 3 materials to satisfy their basic food needs, which is either linen, leather, or yarn. I know it's technically not clothing, but whatever. So long as they have one of those, and if we say hover over a marketplace here, let's grab the market, and we just hover over clothing, you'll see that each person or each house has a little piece of leather in it. What that basically means is when they move in, they take a piece of leather and go, ooh, my precious, and then that's it. They don't need clothing anymore. They're done. They just grab one piece of leather, finished. However, once we upgrade them to level 2, it tells you here, you need to give them either shoes, clothes, or a cloak. They're pieces of stuff you can make. Yeah, that's not, like, we're not going to make anything but shoes. I'll go through that in a minute, but we're going to put together a cobbler's workshop real quick. The reason we're putting together a cobbler's workshop is all it requires to make shoes is leather. If you want to make something else, like, say, those clothes or those cloak, the cloak requires wool, which requires sheep, or you'd have to buy them in. And clothes requires flax and dye. Actually, both of them require dye. Dye is made from berries. Berries are food, so no. Which means the best way to do is just get a cobbler's workshop. So a piece of leather and some shoes, and everyone's happy. So I presume they're all just running around with leather loincloths in boots. That's pretty much how it is canon in my head, because that seems to be all they need to survive. Oh, another ruler's army was sighted at Bandit Camp. Alright, so a bandit camp has sprung up. That means the guy over here has called in an army to take care of the bandit camp. Fair enough. He's going to wander down here and smash that bandit camp, and he wants to claim the influence. I would prefer that influence. So let's get our army together. In fact, we have 6 days before raiders near you show up. Let's get our army together. What do we got? We have 26 militia footmen. We have 5 retinue and 19 spear militia. You know what? I think that's not enough militia right now. I say we hire some more. We got the money, so let's do it. Oh, yeah, I gave them all names. This is Odin Mesilik. He often recites his verses before and after a fight. You know, just a little bit of the path of the righteous man type stuff. This Bukut? This Bukut? He's, you know what? Always carries a flask of wine or ale with him. Smart man. Smart man. Knows what he's doing. Kolavishua. Always carries a flask of wine or ale. Okay, I'm beginning to think that some of these people have alcohol problems. Cordrus, a skilled musician, and often entertains his comrades with his lute or flute. Huh, that sounds kind of lewd when you say it that way. Hexapuma always has good anecdotes. Hexapuma? So what, like a warthog? No, never mind. Money. We shall recruit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we got 12 retinue now. 1 second, I gotta give them quick names. While dishing out the names, I realized a few things. You can customize a bunch of stuff. I've equipped them all now with hammers. Even the pikemen can have, like, hammer pikes. It is hammer time, all right. Look at that. Nothing says we're a problem than, yes, we only come equipped with hammers because we're very nice people. Anyway, please welcome Adam Paterino. Always tries to avoid danger. Pick the wrong profession, buddy. Archeros knows how to treat wounds and diseases with herbs. That will be completely unnecessary where we're going. Just some fish. A collector of rare books. Also probably not helpful. Ramo Kleins has an evil twin. Ramo Kleis? Okay, if that guy's got an evil twin, I don't know him. That guy looks evil enough already. Colin Burrows acts arrogant and privileged. Yep. Oh, that helmet just actually suits that perfectly. Alexander Kulskar also acts arrogant and privileged. In that case, we'll have special helmets for you guys. And then we've got Jonathan Venn. Charms every woman he meets. Oh. There. That's the perfect helmet for someone who charms everyone they meets. Perfect. All right. We've now got a squad, and I think it's time we got our team together and went over and said hello to those bandits. Oh, unfortunately, we only have 26 militia footmen. Looking into it, it seems what happened was our blacksmith got sick, and I didn't have any extra herbs in stock. I've put in a second herb garden. Hopefully we'll have more herbs for next year. That was sloppy on my part. Plus, we have a lot of people. There's bound to be the odd sickness. All right, though. Let's get the team together. Rally everyone. Get them over here. Perfect. And I think we're going to hire in some mercs. Yeah. Give me a squad of mercs. We've either got huntsmen. Double squad of crossbow. 250? No. A large pack of baddies led by the biggest and toughest small brigands for hire. Okay, these look terrible. But they cost 30. So, sure. Let's go. We'll take them. Wherever they appear. Ah. They've actually appeared in the same territory as the bandits. This simplifies things. So we have 2 squads of bandits, 2 squads that have just appeared over there, and they can go kill the bandits. We'll grab the rest of our crew. And we're going to tell them all to head over that direction as well. And since we've got some mercs on our side, I think it might be time to press a claim. Oh, we don't have enough influence. Once we wipe out these guys, we should have enough influence to press a claim over another territory. And I'm probably going to take the middle one just for strategic purposes. For now, though, since we have 2 squads of brigands, we should be able to take them. It's like going to be a 2-on-1 fight. We have 36 brigands versus 18. I don't see this ending well for them. Oh, the hell? Why can't you guys, like... What the... Your only option is to just be an unruly mob? That's a little frustrating. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll separate out into 2 sides. You can pick one to attack, and then the other squad will attack you in the rear. Since we don't care about their lives, we can do some charging. Come on. Perfect. This should be fairly handy. Or it might go horribly wrong, I don't know. You guys. You have literally 0 stance capabilities. Right. Well then, I suppose we just let you guys club each other to death until someone dies. 17, 16, okay, surrounding them seems to have done the trick. 14, 13, yeah, they'll break in a minute. No experience for our troops, but that is fine. That gave us the influence we required. We can now claim the central territory on this map. Look at this map. The central territory has salt. I would like to play with an infinite salt deposit. That sounds like a good time. First, though, you guys get over here. And you claim with influence. Yes, I would like to press my claim to this region. Now, depends what the AI is going to do. The AI might try and stop us, in which case we'll have to get into a fight. I hope we don't. They might spend money on mercs. Yep, there's a whole new bunch of mercs available. If they end up buying mercs, we could be in trouble. We could preemptively buy them. What the? Enemy unit has been spotted. Oh, yeah. This is the attack we've been waiting for. Raiders near you. And I never moved these guys out. I was like, well, if those other guys were going to be able to take care of the problem, why should we move out? You guys can all head this direction. Those brigands can stop running. You can start walking. You're going to be very tired shortly. Once they've claimed that, I think we'll have them run back towards the rest of our army. Perfect. This belongs to my treasury now. That gives us 153 for our personal treasury, which means if we do have to buy more people, they'll fit in quite nicely. You guys start heading that direction. You can meet up with those guys, and then all of you can gang up on them and absolutely slaughter the bejesus out of them. I'd also like to give our retinue a chance to get some kills in. So, the plan. Very simple. We have the brigands here chump block for these other brigands, and then when they're busy beating the snot out of each other, we come in from the side and steal all the victory. Or steal all the glory, let's just say. Go for it. You guys should go that way. Run. You guys should go that way. Run. And you guys should go... Oh, no. Go that way and run. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Smash. Smash. Alright, run in there. Now what I want you to do is also smash. So how you guys feeling in there? 13, 12, yeah, there used to be 18 of you, now there's a lot less. This should be a quick smash and then we can break, yeah. Experience gained. Yeah, second squad broken. Combat in this, not too complex. So long as you got enough oomph, you're pretty much fine. And this land over here should be claimed quite shortly, long before the mercs run out. Yeah, I don't think the Lord's going to bother us about that. We'll start moving back this direction. We've got influence. Hey, we got enough influence to claim another territory, do we? Can you claim 2 at a time? What happens if we claim a second one, I wonder? You know, I like the look of this area. Zawia? Zawua? Yeah, why not? Oh, you can do 2 at a time. You know what? Perfect. If he's not going to bother us on one claim, he's definitely not going to bother us on 2. Right, everyone head back home. How is berry? It's berry season at the moment, and we've got people working the forager huts. But you got to remember, a lot of those family members are out in the field fighting, so we need them back here so that we can immediately start harvesting as many of those berries as possible. They are a very valuable food source. Well, we claimed one territory. Second territory is just about claimed. I think I'm going to disband these guys. Oh, and you guys can probably get back to. Well, we don't need to keep you around. Good job, everyone. You did well. None of you died. Don't think any of you are going to get any experience, though. I don't think the experience system has been implemented just yet. If we check on Retinue customization, you can see, yeah, they've got 42 experience, but none of this new stuff is unlocked. I presume your Retinue is going to be a power unit. We can upgrade their armor as well, and that makes them incredibly tanky and almost impossible to kill. So you can end up with a very powerful Retinue, but they'll still end up breaking and running, I presume, if they get surrounded. All right, you guys, there's 3 days left on you. I think we'll scrap you just when the time runs out, just to make sure we claim that other territory. Perfect. I'm thinking that's going to result in some fun times. Reason being, the only place bandits can spawn is in these 2 territories, right? Since we own the rest. Should we get around to colonizing one of those? Maybe next year. It's just there's so many little things I want to do first. All right, I'm going to skip this forward a bit because, well, this is basically the harvest season. March, April, May is the harvest season for veggies. So all of our vegetable plots should be going nuts. These ones are actually getting planted because they're quite new. And this third plot hasn't even been started yet because no one's moved in. At the same time, we have to stay on top of the berries, which means you need at least 4 people working berries. And we have 4 people working the granary. Ooh. And clothing-wise, we're finally up to 100% again. Let me see. How can I get a good angle on this? All right, the reason we're up to 100% is we got boots. You can see on those 2 houses right here, you notice it's got boots and leather hovering over them. So they require 2 things, and since we've got the boots and leather, they're now happy, which means clothing is up to 100%, fuel is up to 100%, and food variety is up to 100%. If you hover over it, you can see, like, for example, this is our joiner shop over here that's making shields. They require food variety of 3, and they've got berries, carrots, and bread. Same with pretty much everyone. We have, in terms of food variety, we have 99 veggies, 200 berries, 113 bread, 15 eggs, and 17 apples. Apples are only going to keep going up. Veggies are only going to keep going up. Eggs, I should maybe put down a few more. Are you done? Yeah, you've already got a chicken coop. Probably this area here I'm going to keep around for, just personalized things. Like we've got a joiner's workshop, a blacksmith, a cobbler. We're probably going to put a few more similar things over there. Over here, I'm not sure how the farming is going to work out in terms of brewing. We currently have a brewery over here. They are doing good. How much ale have you produced? We have 54 ale in stockpile. I wanted to stockpile a bit of this, and we're soon going to have another harvest coming in. Once that hits, I think we're just going to turn on the ale tap. Once the ale tap hits, approval should go even higher. Reason for that is I think that's the last approval we'll need before we can start going up to tier 3 buildings. Like, for example, look, once we get a tavern supply on this, we can then upgrade this. You cannot upgrade from one level to the next unless you have met all these requirements. Whether or not they improve people's mood or not doesn't matter. Even the water one, like, that doesn't actually matter for their mood. It just matters for you upgrading the building. Bit of an odd duck. Mining pit exhausted. Really? Yeah, I think we dug out the last of them. Excellent. That means we can free up all the workers from there. So, why are you guys still working if there's nothing there? Guys? I think they still just keep working even though there's nothing to mine. Like, the numbers are not going up, but they're still... Guys, it's good. It's good. You can go now. You can go. Once that iron's removed, I'll just deconstruct the mine. At the same time, 4 shoes. I need to know how many wild animals respawn in a month. The thing is, we need at least 4 animals to spawn in a month. I think I heard somewhere it's 7 days, but I can't confirm it. So if it's every 7 days, that's 7, 14, 21, 28. So that's 4 animals every 28 days. That would give us 4 pieces of leather. 2 pieces of leather we can give to... we can have 2 people join in a month. So if we have 2 pieces of leather to give them and 2 shoes to give them, that's covered. Basically, it means we can just get all of our clothing needs from this one thing. What the? Where did those resources come in? A region has been claimed. Resources added to inventory. 1 storehouse, 1 large granary, 1 large granary? What? You know what? Doesn't matter. Okay. I'm way over time. I keep getting sucked into this game because there's just all these little micromanagement things you can do. Right now, I'm just upgrading all of these places to eggs, just so we have a little bit more food variety in there. when it comes to mood, it's pretty high, but it does plummet. The moment the start of the month hits, it goes through the floor because you lose the bonuses from the month, but it seems to sort of integrate with the previous month's bonus. Basically, by halfway through this month, we'll have +5 from market food variety, +5 from clothing, and +5 from church level to go with that -6 taxation, which should put us above the 75%. If that church taxation is causing us a problem, I may have to get rid of it. I need to grow the population as quick as possible. I think we'll max out about 100 families. So 300 people. That should give us about 200 militia to run around with. I think I'll give it 1 more year, and then at the start of the next summer, we'll colonize this area. We should have more than enough money to do it, and we can have a nice fast boost to it. Maybe I should start now. No. I kind of want to gain access to berries. How much berries is there? They actually got 128 berries. That means we could pretty much settle there anytime that's not winter, grab all those berries and use those as a boost to start. I'll think about that on the side. But for now, I'm just going to let everything catch up, let all the vegetables get harvested, the berries get picked up, and we've even put down a little forester's hut here to replace some of the trees so we can continue chopping trees as we have been doing before. While this logging camp and this logging camp decimates this whole area, I don't think we're going to be expanding much more. I've just realized with the houses we have now, we should be able to go up to like the high 40s. The high 40s, and then once we get level 3, we can actually go to like 90-something people, even with the houses we have now. 2 or 3 more houses should be all we need. So this is probably what our little... I mean, it's reasonably organic looking, right? Right? I'm going to cut this out here. Next up, expansion. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.
Freshly baked.